So let's talk about DreamWorks Animation's The Road to El Dorado.
Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews.
So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2000 animated adventure film The Road to El Dorado, released by DreamWorks and produced by DreamWorks Animation. This was the third animated feature produced by DreamWorks, directed by Eric Bebo Bergeron and Don Paul in their feature directorial debuts, with additional sequences directed by Will Finn and David Silverman. While the film's screenplay was written by the writing team of Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio. The film features the voices of Kevin Kline, Kenneth Brannagh, Rosie Perez, Armand Asante, and Edward James Olmos. Well, anyway, this film kind of got mixed reviews in one review and was a bit of a disappointment, though. But has become a cult classic, though. Anyway, the film follows two con artists who, after winning the map to El Dorado in Spain, wash ashore in the New World, where they use the map to lead them to the city of El Dorado, where its inhabitants mistake them for gods. Let's get started. The story takes place in 1519 Spain. Miguel and Tulio are con artists, and they win a map to the legendary city of gold El Dorado in a rigged dice gamble, though they ironically win the map fairly after Tulio was given normal dice from one of the opponents. After their con is exposed, the two evade the guards and accidentally stow away on one of the ships to be led by conquistador Hernan Cortez for the New World. At sea, they are caught and imprisoned, but break free and steal a rowboat with the help of Cortez's mistreated horse Altivo. Their boat reaches land where Miguel begins to recognize landmarks from the map, leading them to a totem marker near a waterfall that Tulio believes is a dead end. As they prepare to leave, they encounter a native woman, Chell, being chased by guards. When the guards see Tulio and Miguel riding Altivo, as depicted on the totem, they escort them and Chell to a secret entrance behind the falls into El Dorado. They are brought to the city's elders, the kind-hearted chief Tanabok and wicked high priest Tezeko Khan. The pair are mistaken for gods when a volcano coincidentally erupts but simultaneously stops during an argument between them, and they are given luxurious quarters along with the charge of Chell. She discovers that the two are conning her people, but promises to remain quiet if they take her with them when they leave the sea. The two are showered with gifts of gold from Tanabuk, but disapprove of Tezelkan attempting to sacrifice a civilian at the god's ritual. Meanwhile, Cortez and his men reach land. Tulio and Miguel instruct Tanabuk to build them a boat so they can leave the sea with all the gifts they have been given, under the ruse that they are needed back in the other world. Chell gets romantically close to Tulio and Miguel, explores the city, and coming to appreciate the peaceful life embraced by the citizens. When Tezelsken sees Miguel playing a ball game with children, he insists the gods demonstrate their powers against the city's best players. Tulio and Miguel are outmatched, but Chell replaces the ball with an armadillo, allowing them to win. Miguel spares the ritual of sacrificing the losing team and berates Tezalkan, to the crowd's approval and earning Tanabok's respect. Tezalkan notices Miguel receives a cut during the game and realizes the pair are not gods, since gods do not believe, hence the reason for the sacrifices. Afterward, Miguel, who has by then reconsidered leaving the sea, overhears Tulio telling Chell that he would like her to come with him to Spain before Ang. He would like her to come with specifically him and to forget Miguel, straining the relationship between the two. At a party being thrown for them, Miguel and Tulio begin to argue about Tulio and Shell's conversation and Miguel's desire to stay when Tezalcan conjures a giant stone jaguar to chase them throughout the city. Tulio and Miguel manage to outwit the jaguar, causing it and Tezalcan to fall into a giant whirlpool, thought by the natives to be the entrance to Zababa, the spirit world. Tezalcan then services in the jungle where he encounters Cortez and his men, believing Cortez to be a real god. Tezalcan offers to lead him to El Dorado. Now for the ending, you know the procedure, 5 seconds, go to the description box, fast forward to the time below if you've seen the movie already, continue. Okay, you've been warned. Miguel decides to stay in the sea while Tulio and Shell board the completed boat. Before they see smoke on the horizon and realize Cortez is approaching. Knowing what will happen if Cortez discovers the sea, Tulio suggests using the boat to ram the rock pillars under the waterfall and block the main entrance to the sea, despite knowing they will lose the gold in the process. The plan succeeds, with the citizens pulling over a statue in the boat's wake to give it enough speed. As the statue starts to fall too quickly, Tulio has difficulty in preparing the boat's sail. Forfeiting his ability to stay in the sea, Miguel and Altivo jump onto the boat to unfurl the sails, assuring the boat clears the statue in time. The group successfully crashes against the pillars, causing a cave-in while losing all their gifts in the process. They hide near the tomb just as Cortez's men and Tezalcan arrive. When they find the entrance blocked, Cortez brands Tezalcan a liar and leaves away by taking him as a slave. Tulio and Miguel, though disappointed they lost the gold, unaware that Altivo still wears the golden horseshoes with which he was outfitted in El Dorado, have appreciated the thrill of their adventure and head in a different direction for a new adventure with Shell. End of story. So, what did I think of The Road to El Dorado? Well, while I've only seen this film a few times, I just recently watched it on Peacock, and that's my first time I've seen it in I don't know how long. I will say the film's fine and all. It's not really one of DreamWorks' best films, though, but overall, it's still fine in ways. Like I said, the film was kind of a disappointment at the box office, going on to make 76 million worldwide. But nevertheless, despite its failure, it still had a good soundtrack, though, with instrumental music done by Hans Zimmer and John Powell. Well, there were new songs written by Elton John, who happens to be the narrator of the story, and Tim Rice. Which I thought that was good. Anyway, this was really good. And of course, this wasn't the first time that Sir Elton John, along with Tim Rice, had worked with Hans Zimmer. They had recently collaborated on the soundtrack to Disney's animated feature The Lion King. And Zimmer had recently composed the music score for DreamWorks Animation's previous film, The Prince of Egypt, which look for a review of that coming up this month. The story isn't too bad. I mean, and what have you. And the characters weren't too bad. I know Rotten Tomatoes says this has a predictable story and thin characters made this film flat. But I will say it has its moments in my view, but it's fun. Now, our cast includes Kevin Kline voicing Tulio. He did a pretty good job. Kenneth Brannagh voicing Miguel. Of course, the previous year, Kline and Brannagh recently played in Wild Wild West, which was also kind of a slight disappointment. Rosie Perez voices Chell. and she did a great job. Armand Asante voices Tezeko Khan, who was good, and Edward James Olmos voicing the chief. Also real good. Jim Cummings voices Cortez, and Altivo's vocal effects were done by voice god Frank Welker. Also, there's Tobin Bell before he did, the main character for a certain horror franchise you may know that happens to be SAW. Saw. He voices Zaragoza, a sailor on the voyage to the new world of El Dorado, and the original on the map, which he loses to Tulio Miguel. So anyway, I think it has a good voice acting cast. So, nonetheless, while it wasn't a big success for DreamWorks, it still got some good fun and very good adventurous moments and what have you. So, with everything said, would I recommend The Road to El Dorado? Well, I'm gonna say maybe just to play it safe, give it a one-time watch. And if you're not satisfied with the film, then stick with some other DreamWorks films and what have you. But I feel like this is kind of underrated, though. Still, I will say that this has it does have its moments, but it has some pretty good characters. Great voice acting cast, great score, great songs from Tim Rice and Elton John. Enough said. So, what are your thoughts on The Road to El Dorado? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of another DreamWorks animation film that wasn't that big of a success, and that will be Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, consider checking out my reviews for these other DreamWorks films. In the upper left hand corner is my review on Kung Fu Panda. The upper right hand corner is my review of Chicken Run. Or if you would like something that's not DreamWorks, but as I mentioned, had Sir Elton John, Tim Rice, and Hans Zimmer involved, is my review of The Lion King from 1994 in the bottom left-hand corner. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.